that when you look at the landscape we refer to as Kenya,
yes,
and with reference to some of these mega projects that we have,
yes,
the problem is not this Adani project. The problem is the history we've had with such projects.
Absolutely. How did Anglo leasing start? What happened to the Kamlesh Patni story? There's a trend. And what is shocking to me, I came to discover that actually Adani has a connection to the Goldenberg scandal.
Oh, for crying out loud. Okay.
I mean, there's a system deliberately which manipulates, and it's not just happening in Kenya. It is a trend that there are companies and the individuals on the African continent who realize how we have been made complacent. That even when we are taking our natural resources, Latif, what happened to the oil we were carrying to Mombasa? Remember there were trucks carrying oil for testing?
Oh, yeah.
What happened?
We sold it.
What happened?
Since we sold it.
That oil had problems.
All right. Why did it have the problems? Now let me tell you.
Came from Turkana.
Let me tell you. It is the ruling class that went to Turkana County and bought blocks of the land where this oil is. When Tulo was trying to mine the oil, they were told, you see, the 25% you're supposed to give the Turkana and what you're supposed to give government, you also must give us because the land is ours. Jesus Christ, that's the Turkana's land. So by us circumventing the system, we go and buy those blocks.
Yep.
We then make it impossible for the oil to be picked so that we can then either begin to refine it in Kenya so that then we can have cheaper oil in the Republic. What happens? The deal stopped. And you can run. I was mentioning to somebody last week, and I want to say this. I have never felt so proud of Kenyans. Kenyans are sending me documents that are shocking. An executive discussion. I have an executive document which somebody sent me from Washington, D.C., where he was telling me the World Bank and the IMF are wondering what's wrong with you Kenyans. I said, why? They are saying, why are you not able to negotiate with the American government so that you sell them your rare minerals, which you have, and the Americans are willing to pay up to about 120 billion US dollars. That should enable you guys to pay your debts. That should be able to have your free education and everything. And I said, which minerals did you say? Rare minerals. What do rare minerals do? Stealth technology. That is the mineral that is used to make the hardest steel in the world. That even the bombs cannot blow up. That's steel. That is what we have.
Vibranium.
How many times have you heard how much gold we have in Ukolomani? I mean, how many years have you heard that Ukolomani didn't have any gold and everything? And what are the Chinese doing there now?
They're mining gold.
Why are they moving out Kenyans from where the gold is and they are roughshoding our people? If it wasn't that Umtata is running there to rush to court or for us to start talking about these things. I mean, why are we behaving like cowboy economists?
You know, most Kenyans don't even know that we have iron ore in this country. I'm one of those Kenyans.
The iron ore is being picked right now. How did we give out Tiomen? How did we give Tiomen out? It has been mined for the last 20 years. What were they mining? Being carried out by ships outside Taita Taveta and Kwale.
You know, the immediate former president, late president of Tanzania,
Yes.
had found himself in a similar situation with minerals in this country. And he said, stop.
Yes.
You are not cutting this thing as an unfinished product.
Yes.
You're going to process it
Here.
Then we can talk about the finished product and the value
Exactly.
and how it works.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, we have uranium, and yet nobody talks about it.
So all these things.
Latif, do you see how much companies are coming from Europe and are on the eastern coast of our coast, and they are mining millions of tons of fish?
Yep.
And that money is just shared by people. I mean, so when we get this information, I can run from, you've heard my speech before, where we are telling farmers, grow maize, and yet the people who are in government and the biggest dealers in this town import maize, they depress the prices of these people who you are trying to help. I mean, you can talk about sugar, you can talk about maize, you can talk about... And then when you go to the county governments and they are only receiving 15% of our revenue, you see the amount of wastage. You see how people, women and children are lying on the floor. And you see, and we are going there as a committee, and it's true. I mean, these things I say, I'm not fabricating.
So you're saying the hardware is the problem?
Is the problem the software? How we are managing our money, how we are striking deals, how we are making the government function. Right now, Teacher Service Commission, teachers who have retired can't be paid their dues. Can you imagine somebody who's retired for the last 6 years, they're not gotten their dues? How are they being paid now? Now they have to go and bribe some individuals at TSC to fasten
So they can,
get their compensation.
So the file can go up the... You see, when I listen to these things, Senator, I ask myself, so it's not the laws that we have in place?
Absolutely not.
It's not the institutions that have been established by...
The PFM Act tells the governor that you make a budget, you take that budget and upload it to the Treasury. The Treasury then takes that budget to uploads it to the central bank. The central bank then uploads that budget onto the IFMI system. The IFMI system, then it's the one which is the guardrail, which is supposed to wait the money that you've budgeted for, including the jobs which are being done, including the medicines you're buying, comes in. And once you've tendered, the company that wins the tender is the one you enter into the IFMI system. So that then they get paid once they supply. So what did we do? We collapsed the IFMI system. We then we started bribing the people at the Treasury. We started bribing the people at Central Bank so that that budget which you've passed, including the national government, they now change the figures. That is why in the audit reports that we receive as the CPAC committee, you have a county government which is voiding, which is not paying. You see, the IFMI system asks, we have opened the system. Like right now, it's open. There are people who you have brought onto the list and they're being paid. Are you with me? So the central bank people are asking you, so do we pay it? So that the other side says, yes, pay. The money is not supposed to go to the county. It goes directly to the person who did the work. What do? They void. They change who's supposed to be paid. They change where the money is supposed to be spent, whether it's in doing roads. They change the values of certain roads. They change the values of the medicines they're supposed to buy. So the law is there, but implementing this law, the control of budget has screamed.
But now
There
you've
we
landed.
go.
Are you with me?
Here it
Then
is.
you have
Here
the
it is.
Auditor
Hold on.
General.
We've heard it, Senator. Let me ask the